The information technology, which has made the rise of gadgets and many information technologies, even though it has made people much lazier, it has also made a large amount of population smarter. I mean, the information age has made industrial countries stronger, with online companies being some of the most successful and economically stimulating businesses out there. Economies receive more from them and keeps our world turning. But anyway, there's more than that. The standard way of living of every humanity has improved as well. And we can all see that. Agriculture, electricity, sports, media, information, everything has improved. But the question is, do we really know how did the information age came into existence? Good day everyone, I am Raymond S. Ortega, and for today's video we're going to talk about the new information age, Gutenberg to social media. And for you to get to know more about it, here's a presentation for you. Technology has the power to transform society. The most famous example of this is German craftsman Johannes Gutenberg's invention of the printing press in the 15th century. The period of human history typically described by the change from traditional industry to an economy based on information computerization is known as the information age, digital age, or new media age. The information age. Before the rise of computers, information was being spread using printout materials. Johannes Gutenberg, a German blacksmith and publisher who introduced movable type printing in Europe, established what we call Gutenberg era, which is responsible for shaping the nature of society and its underlying institutions. This period of time where Gutenberg principle was formed, and that principle is stated as the massive distribution of information in an expansive manner because it is institutionalized. Gutenberg world. During the time when printing press was not yet available, information could be processed in a tedious manner. Books were written and produced by hand. They were made in surfaces of clay, wax, papyrus, and parchment. The hand-produced books and other reading materials were restricted only to those people who can afford to buy these materials, called as the elite group of people. Information was only relayed to others through a word-of-mouth channels. The Gutenberg Revolution. It began with the introduction of printing, specifically the movable printing press by Gutenberg. His principle existed in such a way that information could be passed on to every individual, but the access was expensive. Books printed in the Gutenberg era were called inacabula, meaning cradle or birthplace. This technology eventually diffused from Mainz to Subiaco in Italy, Paris, and then London. Most books that was first printed were that of religious texts of the medieval period that were initially written in Latin, but as time passed by, some books are written in local language which made them available and understandable to common people. Scientific and geographic discoveries spread at a fast rate, as well as medical books were also published. The rise of institutionalized and mediated channels were evident during this time, and its best example was the media, which can pass information through people from all walks of life, and this opened the door to exceptional mass communications. But during this period of history, to distribute information to a lot of listeners or viewers, one must have a ton of money, and it was very costly. The unprecedented discovery of printing press has contributed a lot to the world that was way impossible to books or document written by handmaking Johannes Gutenberg, a man of mystery. The post-Gutenberg world. This era can be described as the emergence of the internet and the World Wide Web. This paved the way to the possible uploading and downloading of all forms of media instruments, such as video, audio, and images, of course. It enabled people to publish or spread the information. The rise of digital age. With the advent of modern technologies, printing press are not only tools used in spreading information. Nowadays, information is readily available to pass from an individual to another, from here to even faraway places. Computers. Invented by Charles Babbage, an English mechanical engineer and considered the father of computers, this technology was designed for mathematical calculations and simple decision-making capabilities. The mainframe computers were large room-sized computers that provide people data calculation and manipulation faster than the human brain. Personal computers also available, which gave every individual access to computers. The Internet. Developed in California, US in the late 1960s, the Internet was mostly used by scientists to communicate with other scientists. Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn are the people behind this marvelous piece of technology. It was a government-controlled project until 1984, and its first encountered problem in using it was the speed. The development of fiber optics allowed the billions of bits of information to be received every minute, and the company named Intel was one of the companies that developed faster microprocessors like i5 and i7 that can process any data very quickly. World Wide Web, commonly known as WWW, was invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist that started in 1990, and it was basically for commercial purposes. Homepages were made by companies, business owners, or corporations in order to promote and sell their products, and eventually, other items could be purchased online, giving ease to shopping. Similarly, online businesses can earn money through online transactions. Electronic mail or email. Several years back, it would take several days to receive a letter, and it would also take a big amount of money to contact and talk to someone very far away. Communication was made easier through email, the invention of which was controversially claimed by V.A. Shiva Ayadurai, an Indian-born American scientist and entrepreneur. He started building the system in 1978 when he was 14 years old. The copyright for the term email was given him in 1982. Email is an avenue by which messages are exchanged between people from different locations at a faster rate. Facebook, a website launched in February 4, 2004 by a computer programmer, Mark Elliott Zuckerberg, together with his fellow students in Harvard College and with other roommates. The membership was first limited to Harvard students, but later, students in Boston area, Ivy League College, and Stanford University were allowed to get access to the website. Facebook is a social networking website where people could one another and meet online to share each other's thoughts, ideas, photos, and videos which they feel would be worth sharing. It can build relationships, can be used in business transactions, and could be a source of games. Twitter. According to Rice and Barman Adhikari 2013, created in March 2006 by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams, it is another networking website where people post and interact with messages or tweets, which are restricted only for up to 140 characters and one of the visited websites, and is considered the SMS of the internet. Messenger. Originally developed as Facebook Chat in 2008, but changed its messaging service in 2020. An instant messaging service and software application. This can be used to send messages to other people through written messages, voice calls, or video calls. The latter could be in one-to-one interaction or even in a group conversations. YouTube, today's online largest destination and the third most visited website. This website makes its way through the social media via the tandem of Serge Hurley and Steve Chen. In 2005, during Valentine's Day, Hurley registered the logo and domain of YouTube. After 3 months, a small group of employees launched the site www.youtube.com, one of the best ways to watch videos that can also be shared. It contains videos about numerous aspects of life through this website. Google. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, both PhD students at Stanford University, developed Google as a research project in 1996. The domain google.com was registered in September 1997 and now the most used search engine in the World Wide Web. It offers us a variety of features beyond searching for words. This may include synonyms or word meanings, time zones, maps, weather forecasts, sports scores, calculations, etc., and also research or journal articles as references for those and dissertations. Yahoo in Japan is one of the great competitors of Google. Next to go, Instagram. Created by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger in October 2010, is a fan photography application that is gaining fame all over the globe. This can be used to enhance and give style to your photo, which can later be shared with others using the same application. A user-friendly app, but other apps could also provide the same features. The social media platform mentioned above are the most commonly used platforms by people, but there are still other social media platforms, which are the following: Blob, Hi5, House Party, LinkedIn, My Life, Meerkat, Snapchat, Bing, Sing, Flickr, Vimeo, and iTunes. Their inventions and use became a very significant part of the economy, and it gave great impact in the workforce in many different ways. Workers who are not well versed with automation are forced to look for automated jobs, and they also forced to compete globally competitive jobs, and worse, some workers are being replaced by computers, which can make the job much faster and which do not require compensation. On lighter note, computerization has given much benefit to us. It resulted in high productivity in the workplace. Nowadays, bills payment, transaction, online shopping, and the like are much easier than without computers and internet. From Gutenberg to information age, evolution of technology has made us realize that modernizations of information and communication process have become the power behind social evolution. And that's it for today's video. Hope you've learned something. Thank you and God bless.